What if the worst thing in the world wasn't death, but pleasure taken too far? Today we're talking about a movie where pain and pleasure blur together. A box opens a doorway to hell, and somehow the humans are worse than the demons. All Guts So Gory presents 1987 Hellraiser.
I have seen the future of horror. His name is Clive Barker. He has the power to shock you, to grip you, to take you beyond the limits of earthly terror. Hellraiser, a film by Clive Barker.
We have such sights to show you.
Rated R.
The mad and macabre.
Oh, what monster could have done this?
I'm just gonna bash your brains.
Live or die.
Make your choice.
Wake up, little girl.
Playtime's over.
We don't know what death is.
Sliced and diced.
All right, welcome to another great episode of All Guts So Gory podcast, a podcast where three above average smart, above average intelligent people
debatable
go around and talk about, we rotate horror movies and we talk about them, all the good, the bad, and the ugly on them. With me today, I have Mike, the slasher fanatic, Charlie, the wild card elder statesman of the group, and myself somewhere in between. That stuff. The goofball, especially if you will. Today. The goofball, if you will. Yeah, today, as mentioned, we are talking about the 1987 classic, maybe we'll say cult classic horror film, Hellraiser. So the reason I picked this, I had to go in a little out of order, is I watched this a long, long time ago. Once again, there should be no indictment of my parents' parenting skill or anything like that. But I watched this movie probably around 10 or 11 years old.
We all saw stuff way too young.
Right.
It wasn't
Absolutely.
Our parents' fault. We sought it out.
And at the time, this was probably the first example of just like truly evil people. And also it touched on all this weird like bondage and sadomasochism and things like that. So it stuck with me as a creepy, and I should not be watching this film, right? It's the first one maybe that I was watching and I was like, I shouldn't be watching this, but I didn't stop me.
No.
I was like interested at that point. It's almost like Frank when he got the box, right? You know?
Yeah. Box.
So it holds a different place in my, I think I reviewed this on IMDb as a 9, and that's because I watched it over 30 years ago.
Wow.
So after watching it again more recently, I'm changing that with more sober goggles. Probably, it's still got to be 7 because it stood out against what else was out in the market at the time. So I'm bringing it down a couple notches, rightfully so. So gentlemen, let's start with Charlie. How old were you when you saw this? What did we think at the time? How many times? What's our relationship with it overall? And, just go into it.
So it came out in 87, September 87. September 87, I just started college. I saw it in the theater.
Your mom goes to college? Oh, sorry.
And I thought it was, for the time, it was good. It was, not very many people I knew except for the one guy, Larry, the dad.
Right. Larry!
But, I mean, it's more than just a cult movie. It had a billion sequels. It has a following. They remade it, re-envisioned it, whatever you call it, in 22?
Yes.
22, yeah.
Yeah, we saw that one together, I think. Yeah, I got issues with this movie, but, I mean, that was when I first saw it.
So Hellraiser was one that I didn't get into for a very long time. We all see stuff way too young, but this was one I don't remember making the rounds on cable. It wasn't one that when I went to the video store too young, I pulled off the shelf. It wasn't one that anybody I knew owned it, so I didn't get to, sneak it when I was at, my cousin's house or any of that kind of stuff. I was a young adult when I finally pulled this one off the shelf at Blockbuster. Disappointed is the word that I would use, because Pinhead is an iconic figure in horror. He is plastered all over stuff. He is an iconic Halloween costume. But for a horror movie, yes, there's gore and blood and guts in this. There's no jump scares. Pinhead also barely in this movie. For being touted as very adult in nature, very sexually charged, This came out the same week, the same day as Fatal Attraction. Fatal Attraction, 10 times more sexually charged than this movie is. I mean, there is like a sex scene, but I don't get the subtext. Again, you're going to get Simple Mike on this show, where I don't get the subtext that some people claim is in there with it's an allegory for, you know, AIDS being prevalent in the 80s and BDSM and gay sex and all that stuff. And I did not like really get that. I'm like, yeah, Pinhead dresses in black leather. The Cena bites are in black leather. There's chains and hooks. That wasn't part of the sexual stuff. The only sex scene is a girl cheating on her husband with his brother. Like that's the only sex in the movie. So it's not as sexually charged as they want you to think it is. So, and you mentioned pleasure versus pain in the opening. Where is the pleasure in this movie? There is none.
That is my
zero.
issue with this.
Right.
It's
not
all of
like,
the sequels.
Yeah, there's no pleasure versus pain. It's just pain.
Well, the line is so close, it's blurred. That's what they...
Nah.
Is it?
It seems like a pretty broad, wide line, and they're way on the pain side.
Bit a little heavy. They're like major pain.
Yeah, they're like, they even say in the movie, you know, like the torture of hell and the pleasure of heaven.
Right.
There's no pleasure. There's no 70 virgins or whatever the Muslims are about when you
72.
martyr 70 nuance, whatever.
So I've been told.
All right, so it is important to note that this movie was slated to get like an X rating, and they had to chop it down. They had to re-envision some of the scenes. Like, for example, the sex scene was supposed to be pretty graphic, but they decided, let's chop it down and put a switchblade in there instead, so we can have other stuff stay in the film, right? So this was Clive Barker's first attempt at directing something that he has written. So he was happy to get it made, right? So he was kind of, if I can get this made by taking this out, I'm going to do it, right? So unfortunately, maybe he caved too much on some stuff. All right. So let's jump into a little bit of the cast and crew and some of the facts, if nobody has any objections.
No.
All right.
Go for it.
Movie was released in 1987. As I mentioned, directors Clive Barker, New World Pictures, and a runtime of 93, 94 minutes, depending on which site you're looking at. So it should have been one that Mike, was all about, that 90 minutes. But I do agree that for 90 minutes, it felt like 2 hours. It dragged a little bit.
It does.
So the cast and the crew, I mean, there's not a ton of... So we had Ashley Laurence play Kirsty, Claire Higgins play Julia, Andrew Robinson as Larry, stand out a scene-stealing role in the 1971 Dirty Harry.
Yep.
He was credited as killer, but I think it's supposed to be based on like the Zodiac type killer, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
He did steal the scenes on that one, and it was interesting because when you first see him, he's very mild manner and almost a good guy, right? But then he gets to flip at the end. Not him, but Frank is wearing his skin later, and he gets to play both sides. So I thought that was good casting there.
He's also Sergeant Botnick in Child's Play 3.
Is that the one that that you wanted to get it the most, or no?
So Sergeant Botnick, I didn't even know that's what his name was in the movie. He's just the barber in Child's Play 3. But I really didn't even recognize it until you read the credits, because, in Dirty Harry and in this movie in Hellraiser, he's got like some long hair, some curly hair. He's got a straight up military flat top in Child's Play 3 because he is the barber. So and he's got a mustache, which he doesn't have in Dirty Harry or this either. So doesn't really look like him, but once you see it, you're like, oh yeah, that is him. And yeah, I've seen that 50 times and never knew his name was Sergeant Botnick, but he's the barber.
Is that the Presto, you're bald guy?
That's him.
And then Chuck, you said your favorite line, the Presto, you're dead.
You're dead.
Nice.
Yep,
okay.
Exactly.
Good stuff. Yeah. I think I've seen Claire Higgins in maybe Ready Player One recently, but she's done a lot of stuff in England. And Kirsty, I don't know from from much. So
Yeah. I think they could have recast Claire Higgins, to be honest, but I know Clive Barker.
not hot enough. Is that what you're saying?
Well, just a better actress for such a big role. I don't know.
Okay, so
Limited budget. I know.
we're gonna pick some nits here in a little bit. So where do you two think this movie took place? Like,
Well, it
where
was supposed
set?
to be the UK. Is it the UK? But is it New York City?
It was supposed to be England, and it was shot in England.
Yeah.
But we're supposed to believe it's New England, like it's supposed to be in America for some reason. Maybe it's a marketing type thing. They wanted it to take place in. So you have Claire Higgins, who's British, doing a North Atlantic accent sometimes.
Right.
And then other characters that are just like American as can be, and then some that are that switch, right? So yeah, you've got some problems with that. We can pick those nits a little later. The star and the most memorable part of the entire movie is Pinhead, played by Doug Bradley. He went on to play Pinhead, I believe, in 7 of the sequels, which is pretty solid.
Yeah.
The re-envision one, they went with a whole new actor together. And I'm sure that he had to turn some down just because they're like, nah, this looks bad. This looks really bad.
Credited as lead Cenobite.
He in the short story. Do we know the name of the short story?
I don't know the name of the short story. I know
Here it
Clive
is.
Barker called him the Hell Priest.
I apologize. It's based on a short story called The Hellbound Heart. So in that one, I guess he was known as the engineer or the Hell Priest. So yes, Pinhead is something I think the fans all collectively decided on together. We're like, that's Pinhead.
He's not referred to as Pinhead until the third one, apparently. I don't know. I haven't watched any of the sequels because didn't like the first one. But apparently he wasn't called Pinhead until the third one, and Clive Barker doesn't even like the term Pinhead. But come on, man. Like,
it fits.
It's Pinhead.
Could be.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Better than Nail Face.
Nail Face would have been all right for me. Perfect. Like the design of Pinhead has always been something that's been
incredible,
amazing, right?
Incredible Halloween costume, incredible movie poster.
Yeah.
The makeup effects for being in the 1980s, so good, so good.
It plays well with the self-harm or the pain pleasure type thing. The black contact lenses, he couldn't see through those apparently, but makes a good image.
I think even for like casual moviegoers that aren't even horror fans, if you're like, hey, you ever seen Hellraiser? They'd probably say no, but they'll be like, is that the guy with the pins all over his face? Like, they know. The image is iconic.
Is that the one with lead Cenobite in it? Yeah, it is the one with lead Cenobite. Let's do this now. What do we think of the other Cenobite designs?
Well, we got Throat Gina.
Throat Gina.
We got
Gogglehead.
Dickhead.
We got-
I don't know what their names are. We got
I think
the
they call
chattering
him, like,
teeth. The
Butterball or something like that.
Oh, do they? He looks like just a giant penis head. I don't know.
Goggles.
We got chattering teeth.
Chattering teeth.
That one stood out in my memory pretty
But they
well.
don't really do anything because the makeup was so heavy that they weren't allowed to talk. So the Throat Gina, whatever her name is, whatever that Cenobite's name is, she's the one that got all of those other lines.
Right.
Because with the makeup job on the other actors, they couldn't say their lines.
Charlie,
So
didn't
she
you
said them all.
Didn't you say that was a hear me out situation?
No, it was not.
You don't have to be shy on the podcast.
I'm good.
Hear me out, Throat Gina lady. So the movie was, like I said, 94 minutes. Budget was $1 million, which for all the special effects and just goo and gore and stop motion and things in this, I mean, $1 million's a tight budget. So they had to go with these lesser known actors, right? And then they grabbed,
Yeah. And some of the stuff at the end of the movie doesn't look as good, and that's where they basically ran out of money.
there's some
They had to shoot some stuff.
I don't know if I've ever seen
$200.
as many continuity issues as this might have. This
Yeah.
got a lot of issues with it. But box office return in the US was about 14, and then I think worldwide it was about 30. So once again, it's a formula for success, not like a wild, you're going to fall under the pressure of trying to make the next one, but it's still profitable for the studio, right?
Yeah.
Little redemption here. IMDb ranks this as 6.9. After I drop my score down to a 7, it might change the total. But Rotten Tomato gives it a 70 with a Metacritic of 56. So those are all solid marks, right?
Yeah. Undeserved, but they are solid.
Wow.
I'll pose a question.
Let's hear it.
This came out in '87, and this is when Freddy and Michael, like Michael's at his peak, past his peak. Freddy, Jason at their peaks of their powers. They wanted to not be Freddy, Jason, Michael. They wanted this to be something different. They didn't want it to be campy. They wanted it to be intelligent. Is this like, was Clive Barker trying to make elevated horror before that was a thing?
I think
and
so.
is this like ahead of its time?
I think there's certain things that we don't talk about at dinner tables, right? We don't talk about it even at like casual conversations. And that goes into that, like, the sexual deviancy, right? Like, and I think that's what he wanted to get into. And I don't know if I'd say elevated, but different. I would say for sure he didn't want to be a Jason or a Freddy.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Charlie?
He hit the mark. I mean, there is no comparison between those franchises and Hellraiser. It's,
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Like, he didn't want Pinhead to like say something cheesy before killing someone, but he also didn't want to be like a silent killer like a Jason. Like, he wanted it to be intelligent.
More skewed towards Freddy than Jason, I guess, because there's a more.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Freddy's are more of a thinkers, but he's still campy. I don't think he even wanted the camp element.
I think you're correct on this one. Didn't you? What's our relationship with Clive Barker, too? Does anybody else read anything?
I've read a few of his books. They do stick with you. I mean, they get in your brain. And then I've seen several of the Clive Barker movies. Most were better than this one. I don't know if he wrote or directed those, but they were based on his work.
Let's talk a little bit. I think he wrote Candyman.
Did
Lord of Illusion and this franchise are the main ones. Are there any other ones that pop out?
I'm not a book reader. Sorry. Single Mike here today.
There is, I can't remember what it is now. I'll have to go on Google.
But I do know that this is him and Stephen King both wanted somebody else to, or both did not want somebody else to adapt their projects, because Stephen King has a history of projects that were adapted that somebody else wrote and took the reins on and directed that he did not like, The Shining being the most famous one. So that's why Maximum Overdrive in '86, Stephen King did the screenplay and directed that, because he was tired of other people making his work, adapting it, and not being what he wanted. So that's why Clive Barker did that here with Hellraiser. I looked at a couple other names because I wondered how often this happens, or, you know, is it rare? Is it not? A couple, like Mario Puzo also wrote the screenplay for The Godfather.
Right.
Gillian Flynn did the screenplay for Gone Girl. David Benioff wrote the screenplay for 25th Hour, the Spike Lee joint. So there's plenty more, but those are like some of the most prominent ones. So it's not something that happens often, but it's not outrageous either that it happens.
I did forget to mention one. I don't know. I think I've mentioned it on the podcast, but you guys haven't seen it. Nightbreed. Have you seen Nightbreed?
Yeah, I've seen Nightbreed.
Nightbreed was fun. It was different.
It was okay.
Have you seen that one?
I'm not.
And it's another one of those. It's a creature feature type of thing, but like elevated, if you will, with their thinking creatures.
Yeah,
maybe.
Right.
Now, and even with movie making, there's still somebody at the end of the line that's going to be like, hey, you got to take out X, Y, and Z. Now, I don't know. You guys might know this. Do authors, when they write a book, write a novel, do they have a publisher that's like, that page got to go?
Well, they have editors that, like...
What are they telling them, like, hey, you can't put that in print, like that's got to go? Or
I think the editors...
we got to cut 30 pages somewhere.
Or maybe not that big, but I can only imagine, because have been neither a writer or an editor, that they, you know, give them helpful hints. Like, I mean, I read it, this makes sense, but this part doesn't make... I mean, it would... It
right.
seems
it
like if you got
with this
rid of
storyline,
it,
right,
or maybe replaced it with this, it would make more sense. But I feel like once you're at Clive Barker, Stephen King level,
right,
unless you are a person that really trusts the editor who's reading it and giving you notes, and you listen to them because you worked with them for a while and you trust them, whatever the relationship might be, these guys can do whatever the fuck they want to do and still get published.
I like to make the comparison to back when Roger Clemens was on Houston, And anytime a manager would go out to the mound to talk to him, I just pictured him saying, "I'm Roger F. and Clemens, man.
Right.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
What are you going to tell me that I don't know?"
Exactly.
But no, I'm with Charlie.
The Ravens had Jim Caldwell as an offensive coordinator for a minute, and I always thought him like he was the offensive coordinator for the Colts with Peyton Manning. Talk about the easiest job in the world. Like Peyton Manning's calling all the shots.
Exactly.
It's like being the head coach for a team LeBron James is on. Like you're not doing shit.
I would like to
throwing out
say,
plays unless he's on the bench.
Right.
I'd like to say LeBron's not as good as he was. You know, so
No,
JJ's doing his thing.
When
Okay.
Eric Spoelstra during the Heat
Oh,
years
right.
with LeBron and Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade, like he was not doing shit. I could have head coached that team too.
Right.
At least the semifinals,
Right.
probably.
All I got to say is, hey, guys, work together.
Be a
That's all you gotta
team.
do.
Teamwork.
Be a
There's
team.
no I in team.
But there is a
There's
meat pie.
Meat pie and team pie is an anagram for.
So, I don't know if this is a famously known fact, but Doug Bradley and Clive Barker are friends. They both did theater together. So, once again, another way to save a little bit of money and people, right place, right time. You know, which is funny. You were talking about the meat pie situation. Yeah. Right place, right time. You got your friends to help you do this, and it all works out. Anybody else want to talk about anything before going into the movie itself?
No, I mean, I think one thing I looked up was that came out the same day as Fatal Attraction. Fatal Attraction was the second highest grossing movie of 1987.
They both have skinned things in them.
They do.
Yes, I think. Didn't the bunny get skinned in that one?
Boiled.
Boiled? Did you skin it first, right? Or was it all boiled?
No. You only see the ears popping out of the pot. But, yeah. We actually recently watched that one because...
With Teddy?
No. Well, he actually might have been on his iPad sitting in the room not paying attention. I can't remember. But I think Mary Marie was watching Bridget Jones's Diary, which I haven't seen, but I guess they referenced Fatal Attraction, and she's like, I never seen that. So she wanted to watch it, so I sat down and watched it. I've seen it a couple times, but yeah, I knew like everything was coming, and I was like, it was the first time I watched it in a while, and I was like, yeah, really good movie. But then kind of just a coincidence here now that we're doing Hellraiser, which came out the same day as that movie that I watched a week ago.
Charlie, didn't you graduate high school in 87?
Yeah, I said I just started college when it came out.
You could have had a sabbatical. I don't know.
But I said it.
Jeez. Before we go too far into this one, I'm going to save another nit. I'm ready to start reviewing the movie super fast because this one doesn't need to be done in a way that we've done some other ones.
Agree.
Cool. Let's do it.
All right, let's start with a short summary like I like to do. A man opens a mysterious puzzle box and is torn apart by demonic beings called Cenobites. When he partially returns, he manipulates his lover into killing men to rebuild his body, while his niece uncovers the horrifying truth. I mean, in a nutshell, I guess. Not a bad nutshell.
Yeah.
It does feel a little... Have you guys seen like Diabolique or some other films that are just more like... They're more like crimes where it's like there's love, passion, crime situation. Yeah. There's a lot of that mixed into this movie. Mm-hmm. You know. All right. So we start off... There will be a little bit of deep stuff in here, but we start off in Morocco. Shout out to our Morocco fans. Woo, that's why I picked it.
Yeah.
With a man, which it was important for them to show us he has dirty ass fingernails.
Incredibly dirty.
Like
I've been playing in the dirt all day and not have had that much dirt under my fingernails.
Like he actually took the nail file and pushed them in so he could fit more dirt underneath it. It was like a straight line. And he had cash, and he's buying this box, and we're like, oh, this box is no good, right?
Paying a lot of money for it.
He's paying a lot of money for
this
like
box. There's like $2,000 there.
Okay.
I mean,
$2K thing?
it was like stacks of 50s, and he puts like one stack down. And I guess, I don't know if the guy was like, that's not enough or whatever, but then he really, really wants, he puts another stack down.
Gotcha.
But it's like in a rubber band. I'm like, it's probably like $2,000.
Yeah.
Easy. Maybe more.
Smash cut to him. Candles all around, performing some kind of ritual. Sees light coming in through some slats in the window. Chains come. He's blown up, basically. I think we do see
the hooks.
We do see the Cenobites briefly in this. Do we?
I don't think
think
Or do
we
we just see
did.
chains?
We don't yet.
Yeah.
The chains
Just
come
see
out of the wall
chains.
with the hooks.
Well,
the hooks go into him.
Right. And then he blows up, rips apart. But then there is a Cenobite that we see the hand putting the face together.
Yes.
Like in like a little
Yeah.
4-piece puzzle, right? Easiest puzzle ever. Which I do want to say that's not how eyes work. The face
Right.
is not, your eyes are not part of your face.
Yep.
They're like,
Exactly.
different inside your head. But I'm not a doctor.
I didn't go to doctor school.
I didn't go to doctor school either. All right. So anyway, boom. Gross explosion. Most of them, they close the box and most of him disappears, right? Mm-hmm. Right? We're all together so far?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then a family's moving in. Doors unlocking, family comes in. We meet Larry and who is it?
Julia.
We don't meet Christy
Well,
yet.
yeah. Before we see them, though, we get a look around this house, and it is fucking.
That's what I was going to get to.
disgusting.
That's where I wanted to get next. Is this the grossest house
It is.
and least romantic place to ever? You go. Somebody takes you home to this house, and you're like, nah.
Yeah, and even after they, in quotes, clean it up. I mean, this place is still fucking falling down.
let's
and
do
that's
that
how they
now.
saved money.
Let's do that now.
They
because
build
They
that.
inherited this, right?
Right. Yeah.
What?
They didn't buy the house. They inherited this
It
house.
was their
Yeah.
old.
It
yeah.
wasn't like,
I think
you
Frank
know,
and he owned it.
the realtor's supposed to like clean it up for showing, and
No
it was
Is it,
inherited
like,
from Frank.
maggots and shit in the kitchen.
Oh yeah,
and
roaches, maggots, even like
roaches. Like
Julia walks in and is like
roaches having sex
squatters,
with maggots. Maggots having sex with roaches. It's
like,
crazy.
just food
Cats
laying
and dogs
around.
living
Cats-
together.
Yeah.
Mass hysteria.
So that, we need to talk about this house a little more because, like, we're going to fix it up and we're going to move in. They didn't fix up shit, man.
We're going to have a dinner party.
Like, do you know? Like, if you can see mold, like, that's just like, you can't live in that house. That house should have been condemned.
Every single time they go up the steps, and like just that ceiling looks like it's about to cave in.
Dirty
Oh my god!
everywhere.
I can't. It takes me out of it. I'm like, this house fucking sucks.
Yeah, it does.
It's bad. It's real bad.
Yeah.
Okay. So they come in, they find the mattress on the ground, and they find a box with photos in it and a little trinket, which obviously it's Frank's trinket because Frank is a freaking perv and he needs little like ceramic dolls to banging each other. That's Frank. Oh, Frank.
Yeah.
Oh, Frank.
Frank was here.
And Larry's like, I know what you're thinking. Don't worry about it. All this stuff's got to go. Frank will take the cash for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, secretly, Julia, why do I keep, because she doesn't look like a Julia. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Julie is a hard name to say because you want to say
it's
Julie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Julia,
Julia. That's how you can remember it.
while Larry's distracted, she opens the box. Not the scariest box, but more evidence that Frank is a sex addict. Frank is a perv. He's a hedonist, whatever,
Yep.
right? She's flipping through them. Oh no, there's different ethnicities. Oh, how crazy is Frank? I'm surprised they didn't show him getting pegged or something too in there. Today's version would have had him getting pegged with the ball gag for sure. But yeah, she takes one, and that's our first sign that there's something there. Some kind of little love or lust for Frank, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then it's like smash cut to them moving. Well, we hear from first, they get a phone call, and the angriest way to answer a phone I've ever seen on TV was like, Larry just, who is this? I'm like, shit, man. Most people say hello.
Isn't it like they called and hung up like 50 times before
It's
that?
me. It's me, Dad. So Kirsty calls, and yeah, Kirsty's got to come by eventually. But there's some kind of it shows us that she's estranged from them a little bit, or doesn't like Julia. Which who would? Look at Julia.
Right. Oh my god.
Second I saw Julia, I'm like, this is a bad person. This is a bad guy, right?
Yeah, she's got that haircut that's off-putting.
Oh my
She got that haircut. She
That
looks.
look.
That's-
mean mugging.
Is that RBF, or is that worse than RBF?
Oh yeah.
Is there RCF? No, I can't say that. Mike says it,
Too
but I
late.
don't.
What? I mean, I could. I don't give a shit. but-
Now, if I said RMF with the one from your Jason podcast, The
Wait, what's that one?
The one when I said, you know what Jason looks like.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, move past that.
Move past that. All right.
Yeah.
Bring up old shit.
Well, okay, I jumped past him solving the box in the beginning, but this is going to be a little hectic. He solves the box. Is this the easiest puzzle box anybody has ever seen in their life? I mean, he just rolls it over, and it's like
Well,
tinkling.
what's really weird about it is, so he bought it in Morocco.
Yeah.
Obviously, Frank is not the brightest because he couldn't figure out how to open it until he got all the way back to England. Like, this guy's not
Unless that
going
was
to
the
wait.
plan.
He's not going to wait. He's going to go to his Moroccan hotel room and bust that thing wide open.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, but he seemed a little like he was setting the candles up. He wasn't going to set that up in a hotel room.
Probably had to get his fix. You know, he probably had to get all his stuff. He had to do it in front of his little Asian trinket where they're banging each other.
Nobody would do it in like a hospital bed or, you know.
Yeah.
something
Well,
like that.
to open it, you had to like twirl the circles on it, right? It wasn't
Okay.
just like hold
It
press
depends.
here.
It plays
there was a
loosey-goosey with the
press.
rules. Like,
Yeah.
because she's just spinning around and automatically starts.
Because later,
Pop it
Kirsty
open.
opens it like no big deal.
And she, like, puts it back and she changes, like, the configuration. I'm like,
Yeah, to
what?
get rid of specific Cinnabites.
She wouldn't know how to
Cinnabones.
do it. Cinnabones are done. Anyway, so this is a liability. This puzzle box is a liability. Come on, Cinnabites, put a warning label on this. Some kind of if you crack it open, we will come situation.
Right.
Something.
Warn
'cause-
people.
Yeah. Anyway, let's just jump ahead a little bit to so we know what happened in that room, in the attic room upstairs, right? Mm-hmm. We get some creepy ass moving people coming in to help move a mattress up the stairs. They're like staring down Kirsty and Julia. I think they were hoping
Julia first. I'm like, what are you guys looking at?
Is Julia like?
Why are you ignoring her?
And Larry goes and gets some beer. Like, get back to fucking work.
Yeah.
Well, that was like that's the weirdest thing about this part is like they're struggling to get the mattress up around the corner up this flight of steps, and then I don't know, one of the guys is like, "Hey, you got any beer?"
Right.
And she's like, "Yeah, in the fridge," but she doesn't move, and so Larry's like, "I guess I'll get it.
Yes,
I don't
I'll
have
get it."
anything else to do. I have better to do."
I think they thought Julia was down a clown, and she might have been. She might have been.
Yeah, well, from what we soon find
So-
out.
I mean,
But then-
don't bring your brother around her.
No.
But then they cut to Kirsty like walking down like the shipyard, like along the water. She's obviously nowhere near the house.
Like she was in a fucking park. She's
but
looking
then she
around
like
all
later
amazed
like
and
she
shit.
arrives at the house and they're still like
moving the
where they
same
were
mattress.
because then Larry comes out of the kitchen when Kirsty arrives and is like, "Hey guys, here's the beer," and throws them like a 4-pack, like just tosses them. I'm like, you ever handed anybody a beer before, dude?
And that's back when you actually had to rip, like you
And they're
pulled the
still
tab and ripped
standing,
the
like-
thing off of it.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, and they're still standing like in the doorway with the mattress, like hasn't
Ogling.
moved an inch. It's like so in the, like that 10 seconds, Kirsty's made it from somewhere else in town
Some
all
shipyard.
the way to this house in the middle.
Which
of
she's
nowhere.
amazed by.
right?
She's just ah.
And then she tries to squeeze
It's
through
good.
them.
It's a good setting for a movie shot, I guess, but it didn't fit. There was a lot of stuff that didn't necessarily fit. But yeah, like they foreshadowed the F out of that nail. But in the meantime, I mean, Julia's up there basically hand in her pants, touching herself to her memories of Frank while this nail is showing.
Is that when we find out what happened between them?
Yes, she
And-
starts to remember him showing up in the rain.
It's very
and,
soap opera.
Are you going to invite me in? And
I'm Frank. I'm brother Frank. He's like got
I'm
an
the brother
Italian
Frank.
accent
Yeah.
out of nowhere,
like pieces,
and he's just like, shirt open,
right?
like,
Okay.
I'm brother Frank. Can I come in? Can you bring me a towel? Like,
Who, like,
and then they have sex on her wedding dress.
Yeah, they did.
What are you guys? What? The
like, did they
fuck?
get it out of the closet?
Oh, and he's also
Came
like
in for the
fingering
wedding.
her mouth for a minute. Like,
Oh, yeah.
what the fuck is going on here?
That's
I mean,
not.
He knew she was into it though.
She's down to clown. But I mean,
She
I mean, it's super soap opera.
is she the thirstiest? Is she the thirstiest character we've seen in a movie so far? Of the ones we've reviewed,
Probably.
she's got to be the thirstiest. Well, there was the one girl that was trying to get with the wheelchair guy, and
Yeah,
she was pretty thirsty,
Yeah.
fighting for position.
yeah.
this is.
Okay, so
There were
anyway,
no attractive characters. in
right,
this- in this
right.
movie.
I don't think they had the budget for
For
attractive.
a horror movie made in the 80s, I was very disappointed back in the day. And I mean, we're in a new world, but I mean, we'll judge it at its time frame. And no, hardly any nudity.
Just like one.
Why is Frank the most attractive human being in this movie?
It was about,
And I'm talking about Frank when he was all like no skin.
it's how he carried himself. Okay, it was that confidence.
It's just like
it was the
God
confidence.
damn, like who cast this and why are they?
Well,
still
Clive's
in
like, what can I
jail?
get for $72? And they're like, well, you got this guy. He's right out of jail. Fingernails are dirty as shit. Anyway, they do this little bit where Larry can't stand blood, so they have to rush to the doctor. Rushes away, and the blood absorbs into the floorboards. And there's a piece, some kind of organic material left over from Frank in the
Cleanup. They didn't get it all.
subflooring.
The Cenobites didn't get it all.
And I guess he's like a little bit of a vampire or something where the blood energizes him. At first I was like, does it have to be family blood? Yeah, does it have to be family blood?
Oh, Larry,
But
you in danger, girl.
Yeah, no, does not just have to be family blood, because we find that out. We'll jump around a little bit, but Julia makes her way into the attic and he pops out like a gross little thing. Okay, first of all, let's talk about him reviving scene. That was, not bad, nice and gooey, and
It was good for the time.
Best part of this
motion.
movie is the makeup effects. For
sure.
For what you get for the 80s, this was top-notch makeup effects.
Yep,
It was really
agreed.
good stuff.
Really, the star of the show is the guy who did the special effects. The makeup guy and the
so
guy who
We
did
talk about
special
that guy for
effects.
like 20 minutes.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
stop.
his movie, really.
stop motion. They do some reverse stop motion type stuff in it, but
Brain comes out of the floor.
yeah, the brain like
connected to
a
his
tiny
neck.
little brain and like tiny little arms. So I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah.
And then like the
you little
spine
brain.
goes up to the brain and like attaches itself.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was,
That was
pretty
good.
cool,
Just
man.
slimy as hell.
Slimy,
Slimy,
gooey.
kind of a la like parts of The Thing, right? Where there's some slimy scenes in it.
Even as Frank like later on gets more and more
Progressively,
evolved, it's like, man,
right.
this fucking makeup looks great.
He looked okay. We'll get to that in a little bit, but he did look. His first evolution, he looked drier than later. I mean, I guess that makes sense. The muscles and the blood and stuff start to happen, so dry muscles first. I don't know. I didn't put them back together.
Right.
But
I didn't
so
go special effects school.
Frank and Julia meet again, and somehow he closes the door. He's strong enough to keep her in the room, explain, it's Frank. Don't look at me. It's Frank. Don't look at me. It's Frank. A lot of that stuff, right?
yeah.
And she's like, ugh,
I'm hideous.
ugh, I've been in that. Or she's been in me before. Ugh. But the idea of having Frank back, she just leaves him in the room. Didn't tell him yes or no or anything, but leaves him in the
Think
room.
on it.
Had to
I'll
think
get
on
back
it.
to you.
But while she's in bed, she thought about it, and she thought
All the good times
some dirty thoughts.
she had with Frank.
Yeah, Frank she's like, I need me some Frank. I need some Frank and
She
Furter.
did. She did. Thirsty.
Yeah, thirsty. So she's like, I'm in. What's the plan? And she becomes a femme fatale, right?
Yeah.
A Black Widow of sorts.
The
She's
ugliest one ever.
Right.
I was
Well,
just going to
okay.
say, I would have been safe.
I do. Okay. Could you survive this movie?
Safe
Yeah,
as
I'm
a
not going home
motherfucker.
with
I'm
her.
not going anywhere with her. Get
I'm
away
not going
from
home
me.
with Julia.
At
Come
least
on,
they didn't
Julia.
have the victims be like, Chris Hemsworth
Right.
looking dudes. Like they were guys that were probably like
Right. They were married men.
That guy would
probably.
get with her.
Yeah.
Like, they were
So-
slime balls that probably strike out.
That being
often.
said, I mean, Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction had something to her, but she's not like,
See, I disagree with that too.
she's not a, yeah,
I
she's
did
not steal
understand
your,
Michael Douglas's.
well, that's what I'm
attraction.
saying. It's like, it's not steal your man kind of stuff. She had like a weird craziness to her or whatever, but
My wife listens to this. Like, I don't cheat. Don't cheat, guys. Don't cheat.
Don't cheat,
But
or
if
you're going to wind
you-
up dead.
If you cheat up, not down. But don't cheat, and I
Don't
don't
cheat.
cheat.
Right.
Swear to
Guys.
God. But if you do, cheat up. not
cheat
down.
up. You know,
Like
to have some,
why Michael Douglas was getting with Glenn Close. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with
some self-worth, guys.
Right.
you? There was nothing attractive about
Anyway,
him in that movie.
So
Hot take, maybe.
she brings home some kind of married man that's,
Some guys look like she met in a hotel bar or something.
yeah, pretty
like
much
that.
a hotel
Yeah.
bar. She was
Happy hour.
fishing,
Yeah.
trolling for some dudes, trolling for some dog.
Yeah.
Brings him into this empty, nasty room again. Like at one point, this room has rats on nails in the corner, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys see that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Somebody nailed some rats to the wall.
I'm going to skip over that whole dinner scene because it was stupid, but like they're
Yeah.
having this dinner party, and I think that's when Julia's like really thinking about it, really thinking hard about some Frank.
Yeah. And that's when she's like, I think I'm going to leave, go to bed.
Right.
And like, I think Frank's
Everybody
like, chilling on the steps. I think Kirsty has a bad dream. So she calls her dad, which, what is she supposed to be like 22, 23, 24 years
Something
old?
like that.
You're still calling your dad when you have a bad dream, like calls Larry up.
But, I mean, it was a pretty disturbing dream, like that. The dream scene was pretty good, I guess. It was something's laying under the sheet, just gets progressively bloodier. And then it shows Frank or Larry pop up.
But the star of the show so far is Frank in this and
the special effects.
Yeah. So,
right.
Yeah.
All right. So let's, I guess, when did we see her in the pet store that she worked at where it had a freaking baboon in it? I'm like, nobody has a baboon as a pet. Right. Gosh.
Bad idea, guys.
Yeah, that's a real bad idea.
That's after like our first victim, I think, is the pet store scene.
Okay, and dude comes in and eats all the bugs.
Yeah.
And he was looking at her. It doesn't really
put his hand in like I don't even know why. Like, they're not
does
pets.
He have any part in the movie after that?
Yeah, he shows up at the end too.
He's kind of like
I was going to pick this nit. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy's role?
Winged skeleton that flies off with the box at the end. Like this guy is like,
I don't know. Nobody knows.
unknowable. Unknowable. Charlie likes to say.
Yeah, but the first guy she brings home that Julia brings home from happy hour, like he just. They go upstairs to the bedroom, to Frank's room, the attic.
This isn't a bedroom.
It's not a bedroom. There's no bed in there. And
I like
he
it on
just
the floor.
walks in, and she's just kind of like, he's like, "What is this? Like, it's dirty, it's grimy, it's gross. It's
like, did you lock the door?
Yeah.
And,
finds a hammer hanging up.
Yeah, it's kind of like, oh, I like to do it on the floor.
Oof.
And he's just kind of like, oh, okay. And then
first time for everything or whatever he said. But yeah, it was.
But she grabs a hammer off the floor and
off the wall. Yeah, hits him in the
head and more blood for
Frank starts scurrying over and doesn't want her to see what he's about to do.
Right.
That's nice of him. He's kind of a heart
we
sweetheart.
don't want to see this.
Right? Would you say chivalry's dead? I wouldn't after
Not
that.
in 1987 Hellraiser.
Sir, have you looked at your surroundings? Why are you staying in this room? Why'd you walk in this room?
Right. Well, okay.
The smell in this house has to be atrocious.
Oh gosh,
by the way,
especially
too.
Frank. Frank has to reek.
Right.
Right.
And
like throughout the entire house.
Yeah. So then that's when we get to the pet store, and I'm also again like, what the fuck is this?
What
is this guy that puts his hand in a container of bugs and pulls it out, and like 30 bugs are calling his hand? He just starts eating them, and he walks out of the store like everything's normal. I'm like, what the fuck?
It feels like something that's like it's creepy in a book, but maybe didn't translate into a movie kind of thing. Where it's like, and this guy,
I think a lot of this didn't translate
because they were walking along the harbor or whatever, and she saw him staring at her through the door at one point, right? Mm-hmm. And then sees him at the pet store, and then sees him again later. But that guy, we got to ask questions about that at the end.
Yeah.
All right. So one of my biggest nitpicks on this is maybe speed up the process of him turning into a real boy again. I don't know if we needed how many kills. Like we see 3, or do we see a montage? Kind of. We see a quick. We see
there's two.
And the third one for sure.
I think he's like, I need Larry, and she's like, I can't do it.
So there was 3 and then Larry. And Larry, because
she's like, I can't do that to Larry, right? She tries or she thinks about it. She's like, I can't do it.
Keeps him from it.
So she brings like another guy home, and that's when Kirsty spots her.
Right, Kirsty
like, seeing her bring a dude in the house.
Larry's like, I'm drowning here. I don't know what's going on. You need to go pay her a visit. She's not doing well. Mm-hmm. So goes by, sees her leading somebody to bang him, I guess. Mm-hmm. Breaks in, plays a little. Okay. We're going to start from here. We don't need to go back any further. Let's start from here. She goes up. She sees the latest victim coming out of the room, like half like a saggy bag of flesh,
got him a little bit.
He done got. And so she reaches out to touch him or to help him or whatever, but then I guess there's a struggle with her and Julia. Frank tries to say, it's your Uncle Frank. Yeah. But he is a blood suit, right? He's completely covered in blood.
His skin has not grown in yet.
There's a struggle. She picks up the box. He's like, oh shit, I need that box, put it down.
Yep.
Right? And then she's like, you want to go get it, tosses it out the window, right?
Like,
I'm speeding through the shit, but he's like, no, because obviously, he can't wear sunscreen.
Yeah.
right?
Did you feel like that Uncle Frank had molested her? Before?
Oh, I think
Because
He's
he's
definitely
like,
angling for it.
he's like, oh, you've gotten so big. You're so beautiful. And then he's like, come to daddy. It's like, dude, that's your niece. It's not your dad. But
This is Frank, though.
yeah, I'm like,
Frank opened a box that
yeah, he's
tore him
a scumbag.
apart, and he was in it for it.
right. Frank's Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't we
that's all.
see Frank later in like Hellraiser 2 or Hellraiser 3 where he's like in hell?
Wouldn't know. Haven't seen it.
Oh, Frank. Okay, so
Where he's
quick-
being like, not tortured, but like.
Julia, Frank, and Kirsty are all back for Hellraiser 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one actually takes place
Hellbound.
in the realm, Hellbound, right? So,
Anyway, let's
so
stick with
yeah.
this movie.
So, sorry. She runs out, grabs the box, starts running down the street, and just collapses. Just collapses.
Yeah, I don't know.
Holding onto this box. I'm like,
They had
what?
to get her into a hospital
They had to get her in the hospital, right? So she's in the bed, handcuffed. The doctor comes in. The creepiest doctor comes in, says, "Does this jog your memory? You were holding onto this box like a death grip on this box." First of all, there's no way he didn't discover how to open that box. That doctor would have figured it out right away.
Yeah.
Secondly, I think Mike wants more bourbon too. He's looking like he's like, I need some more.
Thank you, Charlie.
I need some. I need some heroin after this Duke
I'll
lost.
drink. I'll drink to what just happened off air.
Oh, thanks.
Justin, you're going to be triple, aren't you?
No,
Give him
good.
leave the bottle.
Yeah, leave the bottle. You got a straw? Yeah, so that doctor brings in the box. She's like in a gown. I don't know if that's necessary. I think like when somebody just passes out, they just put him somewhere and,
I don't know.
who knows?
Never passed out on the street for no reason.
Right.
She also time traveled back about 30 years to a hospital room from like 1950.
Maybe. Maybe that was probably just a Clive thing. He's like, hey,
Except for the nurse watching the television in the corner.
yeah, she's watching just a video about flowers blooming. People do that. So yeah, the nurse and doctor leave the room, lock her in there. So she is being detained at this situation. I don't know. This is a being detained
For
situation.
no reason, because she just passed out on the street.
But she picks up the box and is grinning ear to ear like a child that forgot that she's being detained in a hospital room. And her uncle is kind of alive, but like a meat bag kind of thing. I don't think there's a smile for at
her
least a few
stepmom's
years.
banging randos.
Right, her
and killing
stepmom.
them.
Right.
Let's
So,
play with this box.
But she opens the box. She walks down this super long hallway and
The wall opens up.
the wall opens up, correct.
She walks down this.
Super long hallway and this crazy thing with like upside down thing with a stinger at its top. Crazy mouth. Looked like something like if Big Trouble Little China and Labyrinth had a baby, like some kind of thing. But it was creepy, I guess. Chased her out.
yeah. Well, so when I was watching it, they fucked up because you could
You could see the crew pushing it.
you could see the wheels
Right.
underneath it for
Are
a
you
split
serious?
second and somebody pushing it.
In the like trivia section on IMDb, it says they're clearly visible. I'm like,
Right.
I didn't notice it because
didn't
I was
notice
looking
it
at this
either.
big ass
I never
thing.
noticed it before, but then I did this
Right.
time.
But yeah, so that tells us about the budget. No, not a lot of time for reshoots, if
No,
you will.
I would think.
But it was pretty cool. This thing chasing her. That thing will come back later in the movie, I think, right?
Yep.
So she jumps in the room, the wall closes behind her. We're safe. Or are we?
We are not.
Does she continue to? No, I think that's when the other wall with the tiles opens up, right? And then we meet the Cenobites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
All
meet
pop-
Pinhead. We meet
Dickhead.
Throat
Gina.
China, as Mike likes to call her. We meet the Butterball or the Fatso one, and we meet
Chattering
Chatterbog, Chattering Teeth.
Yep.
And he promptly puts his fingers down her throat, which is disgusting.
Yeah.
Come on now.
A lot of dirty fingers in the
Oh,
mouth.
that
fingers and
dirty
mouths
fingers
in
and
this
mouths.
movie.
Makes me want to do some Listerine right after.
yeah.
You know,
And then
get
you
the-
get kind of the explanation of
you get an explanation. You open the box. We
selling
came.
us.
Box. You opened it. We came.
Yeah.
Okay. Go on.
All right. She's like, it's just a puzzle box. And leave me alone. Go to hell. We can't. Essentially, without taking you with us. I guess there's rules. Like if you're
Yeah, I
going up, you're
guess.
opening the door, you're bringing one back.
Right.
You know, that's fine. She's like, wait, do you know Frank?
Right.
Do you know Frank?
You know Frank?
And they're like, we know Frank. We were so we showed him such pleasures or showed him something like, he's great. This is a famous line where he says, some view us as angels, some view us as devils. We're explorers of pleasure. A lot of, to each person we have a different connotation or a different appearance. Like some are looking forward to us, some are dreading us, right?
But
so
99.9% of people, these are demons.
At the end of the day, I think 100%. I mean,
Right. Where's the good part, guys?
Right. Where's the person that's like, throat Gina, let me come over here. Let me take a good look at you.
so she put it together. She's like, oh, so that's why he's like this gooey meat suit
Right,
walking
he
around,
escaped.
because he escaped. You guys, that makes sense. Perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she strikes a deal, but
Well, they're like, maybe.
yeah,
Maybe.
he says, yeah, I accept your deal, but if you betray us, we'll rip your soul apart. Isn't that what they were going to do anyway?
Yeah.
Or is that
that's what they
not?
do.
I mean, I guess the second one goes a little more into the lore. Maybe you'd hang out there and your soul's intact. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who knows? Unknowable.
Yeah.
I know.
They tear souls apart. That's what they do.
So basically, this turns into a hidden wire kind of movie at this point. You got to get him to confess
Right.
on wire. We have to hear from his mouth. She goes back to the house. Julia's there. I need to see my father. Okay, whatever. Fun thing they didn't do with Larry is show Larry get killed by Frank.
Yeah.
That
He
was
just goes
that
up
was good.
and
At
But
first, I'm
also
like, they missed
Kirsten
it.
doesn't recognize that his hairline is completely covered in
Sliding
blood.
off his head.
Sliding off his head.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like this is not your dad, but that's fine. There was a struggle. Frank Larry says there was a struggle. I had to put him down,
Yeah.
like a dog or something. He said some
Yeah.
shit. He's like, what he did was unspeakable.
So Frank has basically become Larry.
Frank is Larry. Isn't that a movie? I now pronounce you Frank and Larry.
Chuck and Larry.
Oh, okay, same thing, right?
He wants.
Same thing.
Less demons.
Right. So there's a chase. There's a little bit of cat and mouse, right? There's a chase.
Yeah.
At one point, Julia's got Kirsty held. Frank's like, I'm going to kill. I wanted to bang you, but I'll kill you instead, basically. And then she
Not
dies.
personal.
Classic.
Kirsty rolls out of the way and,
Classic tag team wrestling reversal.
yeah. Julia
That's how
gets
you
it.
get tag teams to split apart, man.
Gets it
didn't
in
mean-
the gut.
Here, I'm going to hold them. You whack them with the chair, and then they duck out, and you actually your partner with the chair, and then they fucking split up. Classic.
Name your favorite example of that, Mike.
Oh, there's so many I can name. So many. I can name.
Because we can jump into
Freebirds.
the corner. Stone Cold. Anyway. So, yeah, he's like, nothing personal. I think he said that, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's one of those, putting out a theory here, I think once the bleeding started, he could suck some more of that out of her. So he's just like, let her ride. I'm just going to get stronger off of my side piece here, right? Because he still has Kirsty.
Yep.
So anyway, ends up in the attic. If I missed something, let me know. But I think he ends up in the attic. She trips over her dad again. They have some dialogue, and basically he says, Larry was always a loser. I killed Larry. And that's when it's like, haha, I got you on candid camera, mother effer.
Yep.
You
There's a mouthful of maggots somewhere.
mouth.
in
Oh,
this.
there was when she first hid in the other room, not
Yeah.
the right door, but the
One
left
of
door.
the bodies.
Yeah.
And that was what I was going to say. It was probably the only jump scare, if you will, was like that
Yeah.
guy falling over and the maggots coming out of his mouth.
But yeah, then this is where Frank gets hooked once they hear
This is where
what he says.
Yep.
he's like, "You set me up, you bitch." I'm like, "Yeah, what? Oh, you were going to kill her." You know? Wah.
Right.
But then he delivers a line that had me going, huh?
I think there's something to it. I wish I looked into the why he said it, but basically the hooks started coming out. He grabbed his hands, grabbed his face, grabbed everything, and she's about to leave, and it's obvious that he's going to explode.
Yes.
And he looks at her and says, "Jesus wept," and like smiles as he explodes.
Which makes no fucking sense.
It doesn't make sense, but I think it's supposed to play into like a blasphemy type situation, and maybe the smile is saying, hey, he's actually enjoying this, but it's over kind of thing. Who knows? I'm sure there's a better explanation, and I apologize for not getting that. But then we're almost at the end. Then we go, was this a different set? Because like, where was the house?
like
Was
it.
the house? Did it explode and these were pieces of the house, or was this just like
Yeah,
fire
I
piles
don't
outside
know.
the house?
This is just
we
like
run
a
out of
rundown
money.
part of town.
Right? Is this under the
It's-
railroad?
We don't
Detroit?
know.
right?
Yeah,
Barbarian, exactly.
Right.
and like the boyfriend shows up at the house for unknown
Oh,
reasons.
the boyfriend to
It's
save the
like-
day.
But no, he wasn't there. He didn't know any of this was going on.
Oh, you're right. But like he
shit,
did.
he's
He
Banging
saw
on the door and is like, "Hey." You guys who showed up to be like, "Hey, is
Oh, I guess he explodes.
Is
We
Kirsten
find
here?
out that the Cenobites were not true to their word. They decided they
Well,
wanted
they only
Kirsten.
said maybe.
Yeah, right.
But one of the two lines that I remember was that stupid Jesus wept,
Yeah,
and
we have such
Pinhead
sights-
saying, "We have such sights to show you."
Yeah, it's a good line. That's what I had Doug Bradley write on the picture that he signed for me.
Nice.
Doug Bradley is a quiet gentleman. He's not a big conversationalist. I don't know if you got that from him.
No,
but
I felt
he
like he
wasn't
was
talking.
He was
cunning
put out.
linguist.
He was
He's
there.
cashing checks.
Yeah, he's just cashing checks.
But yeah, she escapes. She somehow knows exactly how to send each Cenobite back into
Yep.
hell or
Yeah,
whatever
rearrange
dimension
the
they're
puzzle
from.
box a certain way, and it,
Right.
bloop, they gone.
Yeah.
So right,
With some neon lights around them.
right. Yeah, I mean,
Horrible special
where this is
effects.
the 80s.
This
Drawn
is
in
where they
on-
ran
on
out of
the-
money.
Right,
on
they
the
ran out of
film.
money.
This is the part they ran out of money.
Same
They're like,
effects.
we need the special effects guy from the that did the neon stuff in the Money for Nothing video.
Right. Oh, we can't get him. We'll get his brother.
Yeah.
But yeah, puts them all back, sees the box laying on the ground, decides to try to burn it. And then the homeless man that eats the crickets comes up and gets it, transforms into a dragon, a bone dragon, if you will,
Yeah.
flies off with the box. And then the box is back in Morocco with its original salesperson selling it to someone else. The end,
The
right?
end.
The end.
Wow.
What a
Like,
ride.
What a ride. What a ride. This is, you could say, almost as exciting as watching my
What
team
a-
lose in the March Madness.
Oh my
just
god!
recently.
A totally non-erotic ride it was.
What a claims to be erotic, but wasn't.
But isn't really
I mean,
creepy, but not so much.
for the effect that Frank had on Julia, you would have thought he was doing some stuff. Like
yeah.
Turned her out.
some,
Turned her out. What he did.
maybe like he was giving the rim jobs or something.
I don't know what he was
man.
doing. He was finger popping assholes and shit. I don't know.
Think about an asshole.
21 Jump Street.
21 Jump Street. Yeah. So, all right, guys. As I mentioned, my original review of it went down to a 7. Any other nitpicks that we need to do on this one?
I mean, you wanted to cover the more. Didn't you want to go more in depth into the total unattractiveness of the?
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah, Julie, like it's
just
not
like-
necessarily believable, but like I guess
it-
she's bringing losers back to the house. Like it's not like she's bringing winners. Mike did mention it's no Chris Hemsworth or Brad Pitt's coming back,
No.
right?
Yeah.
So,
Right.
Yeah. Not even a Paul
Anyway.
Shearer.
wow. The house, we covered the house and how disgusting that was. I was
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
save that till now.
The dinner party. Like, why are you having a dinner party in this fucking dump?
Oh my gosh.
You live here?
Right.
I know we skipped over
And
that
like
'cause
Kirsty, because
doesn't
it was a dumb
need to
scene.
be
Yeah.
talked about, but
Kirsty
yeah.
gets wasted and like,
Yeah, her boyfriend is like pouring
is
her a
that her
drink, and she's
boyfriend or
like,
is that
Was
the
that her
first-
boyfriend? She
It's her
didn't meet
boyfriend.
him at the
No,
party.
it's her boyfriend.
It seemed like
she
she
says
met
like
him
this
there,
is my
didn't it?
boyfriend or whatever.
Oh, okay. That was
Because he
just
did,
kind of.
he was doing the cigarette trick, which made me gag. I'm like, ugh.
Right. And then,
And then-
he's like pouring her a drink. She's like, "No, one more, and I won't be able to stand up." And he's like, well, "How about you lay down then?"
Oh, and
I'm
Dad was just
how,
like-
"How does your dad not reach over and knock your teeth out?"
How do you not like just go outside, nerd?
This guy, he was like a Chandler Bing character. Like some of the shirts he was wearing in this.
Oh
thing.
man, the '80s were just so. We
They were
thought we were
great.
so cool in the '80s, and the '60s were horrible fashion, and then, goddamn, you look back.
Another
So-
nitpick here.
Yeah.
When did
hair.
Julia get the box that Kirsty had to rip from her hands? And how did she get to bed? She was like dead.
She was in
Right,
bed
she-
all chain
She
fish
was
hook.
tied up, chained up. Yeah.
So you're saying the Cenobites came
But
and
how
put
did
that,
that-
box
yeah.
back? I'm saying
I
like
don't
maybe
know.
she opened it.
Oh,
Or maybe
that's why this isn't a 10 or or a 7 or a 6 or a 5.
Last thing, we left her stabbed on the stairwell.
Right.
Yeah.
And like gray.
She didn't open the box.
No. No,
Just
fam.
fucked up her dead body, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Who sold the box to Frank in the beginning? Is that something that's revealed in the sequel?
I don't think so. I
Like
think it's
why they don't really explain like why Frank had to have this.
Oh,
why he was
They
paying the
do
money for
in
it.
the sequels explain like so
An origin
it's
story
a
kind of
mythical,
thing.
yeah, kind of like if you're
How did he
at a
know what
point
it was gonna
where
do?
you have no, you can't
You
get
hit
any kind
rock
of
bottom.
pleasure in this
Right.
life because you've done everything like
if you
Frank, finger popping assholes.
ran out all your boners from normal stuff.
Go and find this
And
box.
yada yada. So yes, they do. There's a scene with him and Julia where they just got done banging, and he's like, "It's never enough." And I think that's the only indication we get that he's this thrill seeker. That
And
he's
he dips
like
out on her.
He needs to put nails in his dick while he's banging somebody to get off or something. Whatever he's doing.
He's banging a concrete wall. and
Yeah, he's
fucking
sticking it in
knows.
trees.
Just
He's done
mashing it
everything.
at this
He's
point.
tried everything, right?
Why is he cutting? Was it him or Larry that cut the rat open?
It was him when he was
it was
behind
him.
Larry.
Behind-
and
yeah.
Larry was trying
Comes
to
out
get
of the
some.
closet.
Larry was trying to get something. Like Larry the
What
Cuck
was
is
the
what
point of
this
the
one's
cutting the
called.
rat open
Yeah.
in front of everyone.
Because they wanted to do it. It made no sense.
I was
Here's-
like, what are we doing?
My thought is Frank was a little jealous of Larry and his full skin, and he got to use his own penis. You know,
have skin. I
If you do this,
So he's
I'm like cut him open like this
Yeah,
rat.
he's basically threatening Julia that I'm going to cut him open. Yeah, it was just another. Sometimes I think we've gone through this with like Nightmare on Elm Street, where it's like, let's think of something gross we can throw in here. Like you cut his finger off and green stuff comes out.
It's
or
very
or cut his chest open and maggots come out. Like it's very like,
yeah.
let's see how we can scare you. But nowadays they're better at
It
it.
comes off as like film school.
Right.
I'm a special effects guy, and I worked on this thing where I cut this rat open, and, it looks,
Right.
and the rat is furry, but then it's juicy inside. Let's use the movie. And Clive Barker's like, "Fuck it, I don't care. Let's just do it."
All right, guys. Let's jump around to some of our categories here.
All right.
All right.
Let's start with, I'm going to try to, redemption is what I'm trying for here. Redemption. Gore score. Guys, what is the gore score on this one? I'm going to give it a 9. It's nice and gooey. There's
9 as well.
explosions. There's
There's puddles of guts.
I mean, the fish hooks in the skin.
Fish
Even though
hooks
the
in the
skin
skin.
looks
It does
fake,
look a little fake, yeah. But
Hammer
still effective.
blows to the head with a claw hammer is fucking
Yeah.
effective.
Just
it's under a lot of horror,
Frank
and it's
crawling
good.
around all over the place.
punches to exposed guts,
Yeah.
because Kirsty had to
Yeah.
punch some guts.
Yeah.
There was a longer version of that scene they had to cut where it was a close up of her hand like gooing into it real good.
Cutting the rat open for no reason. It's
Cutting
still
the rat up,
gore.
rats on nails.
Frank, people exploding.
Him building his body back up.
Yeah, Frank just as like having no skin and just the makeup being all glossy of like muscle that's glossy and wet and
Yeah,
like
right.
just like the red head where it's muscles and no skin. It's like it was good fucking makeup and gross. They looked way
gross.
better than Martyr's skinned body flaying. That's
Yeah.
for sure. Which was
Yeah,
you could tell that was
it
just
was-
like a suit someone was in, not.
And that's the
Some
thing. Martyrs was what, 2008?
2008.
So, I mean, this
21
was
years
what, 20?
later.
Yeah. It's like a lot of years later.
But
So
that's
it
why
got the
I
gore.
gave it a 9. A lot
It got the gore.
There's some
Yeah.
blood and guts, even if you
It's
don't get
9.
enough Cenobites in this one.
What are some, I don't know if I asked you guys to think about this, but what are some other movies like this that you would like pair with this? I've got one in my head that I'm probably going to make one of my next couple movies, but go ahead.
I don't know.
You didn't prep me for
Hellraiser
this
2?
I know. So I was kind of thinking like Event Horizon, kind of like
Yeah,
feels like that. Like, yeah, there's like
yeah.
torture in hell and things like that in there. But
Yeah.
if you ask IMDb, it tells you the other 9.
Oh, is it
movies.
Hellraiser 1,
Yeah.
Hellraiser 2? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it tells you.
IMDb's lazy as fuck.
And maybe it says Candyman on there because, like you said, they're lazy. They're like, oh, you either want Clive Barker or the other movies in this series.
Right.
All right. Do we have a dumbest character? Well, I have a few.
I think it's anybody that came back to the house with
goes
Julia.
back with Julia and
All
like
the-
sees
all
the
those 3
and
victims.
sees the nasty ass room is like still down to clown, right?
Yeah.
Well, Julie's pretty fucking dumb too.
Julia's pretty dumb.
Makes him-
I mean, she doesn't
She-
get caught.
Is she okay?
Well-
Some of the stuff I was reading, would we say she would be?
She
The-
needs to move
the-
into this fucking house.
She would be the Which villain number would you give her on this? Would you say Frank's number one, Julia's number one, Pinhead's number one? I wouldn't put Pinhead as number one. I would say
put Frank is number
Frank
one.
is number one.
And
Julia's probably two.
like below the Cenobites. I mean,
I think she's like she's complicit in like the whole like bringing Frank to life, and
but she's just a minion.
Okay. All right. Do you think I know? Okay, we've talked about the will we survive these. Knowing me, I like a good puzzle box. I like a good puzzle. I'm trying to open that thing and I'm dying. So sorry to my loved ones, I guess. But if I see you put a puzzle box down, I'm opening the puzzle box.
You start fucking
We
with
like
the box.
games. What can
You fuck with the box, you're dead.
Right.
There's no getting away.
Maybe I'd like as it started to open real easy. I'd be like, "This is a baby game." And
I'd
I throw it
survive
down.
getting taken back for Frank.
right.
I'm like, I don't care what your name is.
Oh, but if I was the doctor
married
checking on
man.
Kirsty and I had the box, I'm like, man, what's the box? I've got a minute to spare while she's unconscious.
Oh, the dumbest character easy is, what's the daughter's name?
Kirsty?
Kirsty. She's fucking playing with that box in that hospital bed like it was the
She knew it was
a
something.
Christmas dildo or
But-
something. I mean, she's just going at it. Happy.
Here's what my counter to that is: how do you get out of it? Like, because Dad's dead, regardless of you playing with the box. The only way for her to, it was stupid, but it was the right move because
Well, yeah, it worked out,
saved
but
the day, if you will. And
it
she
wasn't
ended
gonna work
up,
out.
spoiler alert: she ends up back in the Cenobites' home in part 2. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it worked as well as we think it did, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Of all the characters, Kirsty's the only semi-likable one.
Larry's
I'm
not
cutting her a little
bad.
slack. Oh,
Larry's
Larry
not bad. He was
sucks.
trying to get some, and
Yeah.
he was a nice husband. You can't. You
I
can't.
hated
like
everybody.
Larry.
I hated everybody.
All right, who most brutal death?
It's got to be
Frank.
exploding.
Frank.
Yeah,
Pull apart
twice.
Frank.
He got
Yeah.
double exploded, man.
That's got to be the best kill.
Yeah.
Because the other ones are just a hammer to the head, which is good,
Right.
effective,
But
but
But a little.
you're not getting exploded. Your guts aren't laying all over the floor.
Do you think anybody opening the box is fair game to the Cenobites, or do you
Yeah.
think it should have been like you're actually asking something from us, right?
she wanted nothing other than, I don't even fucking know why she opened the box, but she did. She
know.
wasn't
Yeah,
like
she didn't know it was an accident.
going after anything. She just opened the box and it came for her.
All right, I can't remember. Did we put Pinhead on our first Mount Rushmore?
No.
Or our first
We did
Hall
not.
of Fame?
We did not.
For Immortal.
No,
he
we
needs
did
to
not.
be in there though.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Immortal is Chucky, Freddy, Michael, Jason.
okay. I'm gonna put him on this next list as far as my vote for. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
When are we gonna redo that? Whenever we do
October, I
our
think.
next
Is it
class, I
October?
got someone who
Well, we're gonna
who's
do
gonna
it
be
real.
in.
We're gonna do it real soon. Spoiler alert. At least the first half of the year, because we're about to hit our 6-month anniversary on this show. So yeah, we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have at least to narrow down what we've done so far to a short list.
Yeah.
I think there's people who I think we touched on this. There's people who have never seen the movies, but they know exactly who this is,
Yeah.
what he looks like, and he did. There's like 9 sequels to this, right? So I think
9 or 10.
Pinhead is
Had
a
a reboot.
Pinhead's a Hall of Fame character in my book.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Pinhead is
Yeah. You don't have you knew who he was and you hadn't seen the movie.
right.
I'd say the protagonist, no. I'm going to go no with the
No.
protagonist
Nah.
for sure. But let's talk about props. The box has to be in it.
The box is the box not already Hall of Fame prop?
Was
We
not
had
a Hall of
masks.
Fame
We had
prop.
masks.
We had.
It was. I remember.
It was
I think
on the short
on
list. It was on the short
yeah.
list.
And you were trying to get it in real hard.
Was I butthurt about it?
No,
props wore Freddy's glove, Jason's hockey mask, Michael Myers mask, and the Necronomicon.
but yeah.
Not
the Necro-Comic-Con, as I said it like 5 times before someone
I
corrected
feel like this
me.
one fits. It fits.
The dead comic book convention.
This one makes it.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be in.
All right. So what am I missing?
Let's see. We got Horror Hall of Fame, Killer, Pinhead, yes. Director Clive Barker, no. None of the protagonists,
Director.
not Kirsty. The box and the Pinhead mask or Pinhead's head,
I'm just gonna keep Pinhead. Like he's in.
Yeah.
It's part of him.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the box
because it's not really a mask; it is
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Like Michael Myers is wearing a mask, Jason's wearing a mask.
Yeah, so those are
Pinhead
props.
is fucking him.
The nails, just a handful of nails, like turn into Rain Man.
just the box.
75 nails. 75 nails.
The mattress.
Turn into Rain Man on it.
How about the mattress?
Oh
No.
yeah. How about what the you mean?
One of
the
those the rat that they cut.
Oh
open?
yeah. How about the rat on the wall and with the nail?
Nah.
Gosh.
I don't think so.
How about the handful of bugs that the guy eats?
Yeah, how about that?
The monster on the shopping cart?
Yeah. How about all that?
Let's see. Body count?
Oh, body count.
5,
6, 7.
Well, yeah.
So we have Frank, Julia, and Larry. They all get it.
3 guys.
We've got 3 that she brought back that we know of. I don't know if the one in the office that had the maggots in his mouth was a different one.
I think it was one of the bodies she
Oh, yeah.
put
So,
over there and hid.
so there we got 7, right?
Yep, there's 7.
Okay.
I guessed 8 because I think there's 6 or 7, but maybe I'm missing one. So Frank twice they count.
That's why you
This is
counted it.
according
I don't
to
think
the
that
dead
counts.
meat. Frank torn apart by chains. Frank torn apart by chains and hooks again. And then there is Briefs Man, the first victim, bashed in the head with a hammer. Tank Top Man, hammer to
Tidy
the
Mighty
forehead.
Dog.
Glasses Man, sucked dry by Frank. And then Larry killed by Frank and Julia.
Like a golf ball through a garden hose right
And then
there.
Julia stabbed and sucked dry by Frank.
Once again, like a
So
golf ball through a
7.
garden hose.
Frank be sucking.
Frank's.
they did not count the Cenobites, which were flushed
No.
back into hell.
They're not killable.
They're
Yeah.
not cute. So
Yeah.
7. 7 is the
Actually,
body
one of them,
count for
the fat one
Hellraiser.
with the sunglasses, the goggles, was just like smashed by like the door wedge or whatever. He didn't even get sucked back
He
in.
never got sent back.
Yeah. Could you escape this?
Nah, I don't-
Where did the victims go wrong?
Depends. Yeah, it
No.
depends who I am. If I've seen the box, nah. If I've seen it, I'm like, I need to try that. You
Where
know,
did the victims go wrong? They found Julia attractive for some fucking reason.
well, okay, it's attractive at the.
Also, they weren't alarmed by the scary ass room she brings them into.
I think it's like third drink over a lunch break attractive, right? That's what it was.
Oh,
It's like these are the third martini at lunch. They're like, all right. So they went through over there.
Did anybody think when she was, I think brings the third guy home when Kirsty spots her, that when she was looking back out of the doorway to make sure nobody saw that she was going to see Kirsty? I kind of did. Like the first time I saw this, I was like, thought she was going to spot Kirsty spying on her because she's hiding behind a tree like 20 feet away.
Right.
Not like she's, with binoculars on top of a hill,
Right.
like a mile away. She's like just there.
Yep.
And she doesn't spot her, even though she's like looking to make sure nobody saw her bring this dude in the house. Another nitpick, I guess.
Yeah.
Now all the nits are picked on this one.
How about some fun facts? I looked up. Want me to hit a couple?
Yeah,
of
I'd
them?
love
Sure.
to. I mean, are you going to mention that we can see the boom mic in one of the scenes? Or no? Okay.
I didn't go over all the
Okay,
goofs. It's
not the
probably
goofs,
too long
okay.
a list. Doug Bradley, who plays the lead Cenobite, described hell as a prison. The Cenobites are prison guards. Pinhead is the prison warden. The puzzle box is the key to the prison cell. And the demons are the escaped inmates. Yeah, they never explained any of that shit.
I don't think they focus more on like just how demented Frank was, right? Like it was more of a add-on, right? The Cenobites were just like the U.S. Marshals coming to get him or something, basically.
They had to cut out additional, to get an R rating, they had to cut out additional hammer blows, fingers entering flesh,
And mouths.
additional thrusts during the sex
Yo, right.
scene.
You can have 2 thrusts.
And
not
there
a
was
third.
there was S&M spanking during the sex scene, which they cut out. They had to cut that out to achieve an R rating. They also, censors or whoever, MPAA, insisted on seeing the mechanical rat used for the scene where they skin the rat, where they kill it, to ensure that it
make
wasn't
sure it
a
wasn't
real rat.
I don't believe you. It's PETA. Like, show me you're not killing a rat.
Yeah. They're like, hey, we need to see that mechanical rat.
Even
I'm
that
like, hey,
rat.
can you make a mechanical rat real quick? Yeah, we'll be over in like 3 days.
That won't
be
be
right
possible.
there.
Rat
That
behind
won't
his
be
back.
possible.
Yeah, we got it. It's right over in the other. Oh, we left it in
let me-
Canada. You
Let me
wouldn't know her.
let me smell it.
This film was filmed in a real house that they got for cheap based on the budget
Obviously.
because someone committed suicide in the garage. So that's why they got this house for super cheap to
Are
film
you
in.
sure they didn't do in the attic where we saw like the girls? I mean,
And then later, there was another suicide in the garage after Clive Barker read Roger Ebert's review of this movie.
No,
I think he gave it a half.
I feel like that attic
did.
room was actually a
Yeah,
a set.
Yeah.
Ebert gave this a half star and destroyed it. And I don't think he understood maybe the plot. We didn't really either, it sounds like. But I think he really misunderstood the plot in his review. But but still, like, yeah, really scathing review. And then I mentioned that Clive Barker doesn't like the name Pinhead. I'm like, dude, it's fucking Pinhead.
If they're talking about your shit, just be happy, right?
Yeah. Apparently, the lead Cenobite is called the Hell Priest, which if you want him called the Hell Priest, then maybe when you introduce him, he should be like, I am the Hell Priest. And you open the box, and here we are.
Right.
But you don't. You don't call him anything. So then everybody just thought, oh, that's fucking... That guy with the pins in his head. Let's just call him Pinhead.
Yep.
Which they don't say until part 3, apparently. Someone finally uses the term Pinhead. But if you don't like it, tell us who the fuck he is. He's credited as the lead Cenobite. Like, they only use the word Cenobite, I think, once in this movie, too.
Yeah, Frank says Cenobites once, and I think Julia might say, they'll never find us. The Cenobites will never find us or something.
Every time I hear Cenobite, I think Cinnabon. Like bite-sized cinnamon rolls.
So
Cenobites
should be something they should have on their menu.
So Mike was having some,
around
like,
Halloween.
Can I get 2 dozen Cinnabites?
Mike was getting real.
It's like the middle button of the Cinnabon.
Open this box.
That's like super
Mike
good.
was getting hungry because he's like, Cinnabon.
Yeah. No, Cinnabon should definitely have like buy Cinnabites by the dozen.
Cease and desist letter.
And you got to eat them with a pin.
Oh,
with a hook. They're on hooks.
Oh, yeah. We'll cross up.
That's I think all I got until we get to our final thoughts.
Couple quick rapid fire questions for you guys here. You find the box in your house. What's your next move? I've already answered this one.
I mean, I'm going to be curious. I'm going to
right?
be super curious. Like, what is this box? And maybe I open it by accident because it doesn't look hard to open. Like, I'd be like, what is this material? And like rub the circle and then it opens up.
Right.
Oops.
Doesn't
look hard to close though either. Like,
once it's in its final configuration, it looks like it's hard to get back open.
Apparently, like, it cost a little bit of the budget to make those boxes. So like, there's scenes where like assistant producers and stuff are laying on the ground in case the box falls because like they don't want it to break open and stuff. Like that's all.
Didn't in the reboot wasn't the box didn't have like fangs or like nails that came out?
Yeah, you spun it.
Where like if you weren't the one that's supposed to open it, like it stabs you or something.
Right?
I like the reboot a lot more than I did. After watching this again, I'm like, okay, the reboot wasn't that bad.
The reboot's not bad.
Yeah. All right. Does Cenobites scare you more than slashers? Or not enough because they didn't use them enough in this movie?
Hell yeah.
I mean, I think they're kind of scary.
Yeah,
They don't scare me more than like going camping and thinking there's
a big dummy and a hockey mask.
dummy and a hockey mask out there just slicing up campers, counselors. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Here's a question that the old internet told me to ask. Are the Cenobites a metaphor for addiction consequences?
No. I don't go in for metaphors and allegory.
Yeah, some of the metaphors, like I said, it's a metaphor for the AIDS epidemic. I'm like, is it?
It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care.
Because the hooks went into them, they never cleaned them, and they went into other people. Like, Jesus Christ. Stop.
Yeah,
Stop with all that.
They got the hepatitis.
This is a movie about somebody that inherited a house.
I'm absolutely positive they
inherited a house from her, brother-in-law, and she still got feelings for her brother-in-law that she fucked around with while she was married to her guy, and
accidentally comes back from hell.
And it comes back to haunt her.
Boom, and there's Cenobites.
Don't cheat.
And there's Cenobons.
The moral.
That's the moral. Right?
So, who is all right? So, what's our final grade for the movie, guys? I said I'd drop mine down to a 7. I know you guys are probably a little below that. So,
it's better than Martyrs.
Oh wow!
Come on! Oh my god!
That's all I'd
say. Martyrs is smarter, but I'd watch this one again before Martyrs for sure. Right?
Yeah.
And that really is what it. Yeah.
This house sucks.
Oh, that's the worst house.
The editing is nonsensical and is terrible. There's no likable characters except for Kirsten. There's no character development. I don't understand a lot of the choices that were made, because the makeup and the gore and the makeup effects are so good, I gave it 3 out of 10.
Oh,
I'd have been
all 3 for the
I'd have
makeup.
been like a 1 if like Frank wasn't so well done as a character.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have been a 1 because there's not enough Pinhead.
Yeah.
There's not enough sex to be like, this is a sexually charged
Whoa,
movie.
whoa, Mike.
There's not
Let's
enough
start calling you Julia.
jump scares. Like, there's not enough. Oh, it's pleasure versus pain. There's no pleasure in this movie. Like, it's just not there.
Yeah, there should be some kind of like they're walking. Maybe they're like your tour guides through your pleasure and pain kind of thing.
Yeah.
But if you push them too far, you just kill yourself kind of thing. Who
Right.
knows? But yeah, there's no pleasure exposed here.
So,
Charlie, what was your grade for it? 3,
Whatever I gave
7?
Martyrs, I'll give it half a point more.
Martyrs plus half.
so a 9.5.
Yeah, that's 9.5.
You can't give it a 10.5, Charlie.
Fake
Sorry.
news.
Yeah.
So I want to vent about one more thing.
Vent
before we
about
wrap
whatever you
this
want.
Bastard up. I was curious if my hatred for this movie, and that's even a strong word. I don't hate it. I did like certain aspects of it, but I didn't know if I was just like missing something. So I went on Reddit,
Oh no.
and you know, Reddit's where you find the truth. Or
Yeah.
tellers,
The
right?
Earth is flat.
No, that's
Tell it
other
like
places.
it is on
Epstein's still alive.
That's other places. So, and I don't read that stuff. You just, you know, you can go on Reddit and follow what you want, and you don't get all the other bullshit. It's not like Facebook or Twitter where they're going to flood you with all this nonsense you don't want to see. You go on Reddit, you follow a few threads, and
they a
you'll see
sponsor?
exactly what you want.
Yeah, Reddit
No,
is
I'm
sponsored
just
by
saying.
Reddit.
So I went on like the horror Reddit thread, right? And I just asked a
WHLR.
question to the people. I was like, is Hellraiser underrated, overrated, or popular, or properly
So you were
rated?
leading this discussion. I got you.
No,
Okay.
I went to start a thread to just see what other people thought.
Okay.
Is Hellraiser overrated, underrated, properly rated? Discuss. And like, you know, want to see what people thought. I gave my thoughts, which is what I just kind of explained here, that it was not enough jump scares to be horror, was not sexually charged enough to even to be a thriller, and gave it a 3 out of 10. I love the makeup, right? And so and then I go back later to check what people said, and the mods took down the thread because they're like, you used the word underrated.
What?
You need to make sure that you go in the search bar, and this happens a lot on Reddit, and people will like go on there and be like, hey, tell me a movie I should watch, a scary movie I should watch or something. People are like, just go in the search bar and you can find like whatever. And that's bullshit. Because I went in the search bar and I typed in like Hellraiser, overrated, and like nothing came up with those 2 words on it. There was opinions on Hellraiser, but they were all more than 2 or 3 years old. The newest post was 10 months ago. I did the same thing to Hellraiser, underrated, and like the same thing. All the posts were over 2 years old. Nobody specifically said, hey, I think Hellraiser's underrated and here's why. And like there was no thread about this. But fucking, if you're a fucking Reddit mod, if that's your fucking job, then go fuck yourself, you fucking virgin. Nerd, touch some fucking grass.
Wow.
If that's your full-time job is being a mod on a Reddit thread, fuck off.
Mike has had some hot takes and rants on this
That was the
before, but that is scalding. Scalding.
piping hot, right?
You hate, but he
I'm
kept
like,
it in
I'm just
all the way to
I'm
the
trying
end.
to get legitimate information.
first
And
he's
they're
like, okay,
they're
I'm
like,
t-
make sure you search for what you're looking for because someone's probably already asked that question before. No, they fucking haven't, Reddit mods.
I mean,
None of
Or
my business.
r/horror moderators. Go fuck off.
that's weird. And so what if they've asked the question before?
You can ask ask the
Yeah.
question again.
Yeah, you let people on that thread be like, recommend me a horror movie to watch tonight. Here's what I'm into. And then like people will respond. Hundreds of people will respond like, you should try this. You should try this. You should watch this. And they let that shit fly. I'm asking a specific question. Is Hellraiser underrated or overrated? They're like, delete. You should check the search first. Other people probably asked that already.
Yeah,
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Do another question.
r/horror.
Why are
mods.
Reddit moderators the worst people on the planet?
right. Wow. Yeah, no, that's good. I'm glad we got that out.
Making me cough.
Charlie's coughing again. He's going to get in trouble with Mary. Whose turn is it to pick the next movie?
Well, it is my turn. However, depending on how things go, our next film is either going to be an all hands pick, and we're going to have a special guest on for that, or it will be my pick. And so I'm going to withhold it, just like you did last week, Justin. I'll withhold it till we do our Thursday episode.
What is our mini this week?
I think it's going to be, we haven't talked about it yet, but I was hoping to talk about it with you guys after we record.
Thoughts on Reddit mods?
Yeah. We're
Why
going to
they
do
suck.
3 hours. It's going to be a maxi episode. No, I think we should look over our Horror Hall of Fame from the first 6 months of films we've covered and create a short list and send that out to, talk about that.
Talk about maybe not induct them yet, but like at
But
least
not a list just from the movies we watched, but just
other stuff that's
list?
come up too. Maybe?
Well, that's kind of how. So our Horror Hall of Fame, if you're new to this podcast, we did a Horror Hall of Fame around the time we started this podcast, where we have Hall of Fame directors, male and female protagonists, immortal and mortal villains, and props. And then we decided, so every one of these episodes, we have hey, is this director Hall of Fame worthy?
Yeah.
Are these protagonists? Are these props? Like what should be talked about? And sometimes it's an easy, like, no, it's the first movie they made, no. Or sometimes it's an easy, like, no. Like, there's no protagonist in Hellraiser worth talking about. Clive Barker, easy no. Right? So there's other ones that we've been like, yeah, they're close. Like, we should talk about them a little bit more. So this episode, I think we should do coming up, will be the short list where we talk a little bit more about the movies we've covered and whether or not come October, when we do our Horror Hall of Fame inductees, talk about who we can keep on our short list leading up to October and who we can just like boot out.
okay.
Yeah, maybe we can flesh it all out. We can talk about how long they can stay on the short list before we have to purge them off there, like MLB.
Yeah.
Right? How many years is it on MLB? Like 10?
Yeah, it depends on the percentage of vote they get. Like if you don't get 5%, then you're out or something, or 15%, you don't stay on the ballot. So I don't know. I don't want to be the gatekeepers. Fangoria has a Hall of Fame.
He doesn't want to be the Reddit mod.
Yeah, I'm not a Reddit. I don't want to be that guy. But I think we can definitely use our smarts, use our brains to be like, and even like if we keep someone on the short list, they can get in later. If we take someone off right now and event in 3 or 4 years down the road and doing this pod, they've done 4 or 5 more bangers of a movie, then it's like, hey, that guy we didn't put on our Hall of Fame? I think they should get in now.
Yeah,
right.
Okay.
All right.
So I think that's what we should do. That'll be our next episode, is probably talking about our short list for who we're going to talk about.
Just give them something to talk about.
For All Guts So Gory, Horror Hall of
Talk
Fame.
about
Something to talk. Yeah. So
okay.
All right. We're
on that episode, we'll release what our next movie is going to be. It'll either be an all hands pick or a my pick.
Okay.
And we'll have such sights to show you.
Yes.
Jesus wept.
Jesus wept.
Wet squelching.
As always, we want to thank you for listening to this. Sorry if there was a little bit of a down attitude. It was one of those, you don't go back and watch some movies that live strongly in your memory. I think that's I was so excited to pick this one, guys.
Yeah, if you listen to some other episodes, Justin, you're like, dude, Hellraiser is so good.
Hellraiser, yeah, no, for
you
real.
picked this for a reason.
For real, in my mind, I'm like, Hellraiser needs to be on here, and it rocks. And I'm like, it's like, being told that your teacher doesn't know everything. Your favorite teacher was just one page ahead of you in the curriculum, right?
And
there was a time in
What
my
they
life
did was
that-
illegal.
There was a
to you.
There was a time in my life that Ace Ventura was my favorite movie ever made,
Right.
and no one was
Yeah.
going to change my mind.
Right. So, yeah, 10-year-old me
Things
is,
change.
I'm going to go back to 10-year-old me and pat him on the back and be like, hey, man, it's okay.
be
Enjoy
okay.
it while you can.
be
Don't rewatch it. Don't put it on a podcast. You'll have to like save face. You're gonna have to give it a 7, even though in your heart you're like thinking more like 6 or 5. But my official answer is 7, guys.
But
Okay.
when we build our website, this is a Justin pick, and this is going on your shelf.
Yep.
And hey, some people are going to be down for it.
okay. At the end of the day, I'm being a little harsh because iconic villain. Nine sequels, great gore. You know, cool stuff. The box is cool as shit too. So take that. Okay, now it's back up to an 8.
Yeah. I don't know
Charlie's
about that.
dying over here.
I know.
But yeah, thanks for listening, especially the guy in Morocco that probably knows the guy that sells that. It
might be that guy.
It might be that guy. We're gonna get some friend requests from. It just says box guy.
Box guy.
And yeah, as always, like if you have listened to 1 or 2 of these, make sure to follow it so you don't miss any of them. They're free for now.
Yeah, right. Right.
Yeah.
Coming soon to Patreon.
They're coming to Patreon. No, I mean, let us know if we should, because that is great. Let us know if we should start a OnlyFoot.
We pay you. Maybe we pay you. I don't know. Who knows?
No, Mike, take us the rest of the way out.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to All Guts So Gory. If you like what we do here, best thing you can do is rate and review wherever you get your podcast. If you listen to us on Spotify, please make sure you do follow us. Specifically, you don't want to miss your favorite horror movies being broken down. If your favorite horror movie is Hellraiser, then that's awesome. And I'm glad you found this episode. And sorry if we shit on it too much for you.
Yeah.
But hey, you can send us some fan mail and the links to the show in the show notes and tell us why we're wrong. And we'll talk about that. Just make sure you plug this episode because people have sent us fan mail and if it's not specific, we don't know exactly what episode it's for. Anywho, yeah, make sure you follow us. Follow us on Instagram at allgutssogorypod. Our mini episode coming up this week, we're going to, I think, break down our Horror Hall of Fame short list from our first 6 months of our podcast. We're coming up on our 6-month anniversary of this pod. This was the 30th movie that we've covered and our 47th episode in total. So we're coming up on episode 50. 30 movies, pretty big milestone. Cheers, fellas. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Yukon. Thank you.
Son of a bitch.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Justin. I'm Mike. This is all
This
Guts So
podcast is
Gory.
over.
Andy, Yukon, take us on.
This is the end, friend.